Hari Om. Today we shall look at some sup pratyayas and their similarities. Now we have discussed the Napumsaka Linga Shabdas and we are done with the Ajantas. Okay, we have not discussed all of the special cases of the Ajanta Shabdas, but the general ones are covered. So we'll have to move on to the Halanta Shabdas. Halanta meaning those which end with Vyanjanas. The Pratipadikas of those Shabdas always end with a Hal, which is Vyanjana. Okay, those are the Halantas. But before that, we have to discuss the Sup Pratyayaha. Sup Pratyayaha. What is this Sup? Now, this Sup Pratyaya are, as we have discussed, the Namapada Pratyayas, the suffixes to derive a Namapada, and they denote which Vibhakti and in which Vachana a particular Pratipadika is being used. Now the sup pratyayas actually are as following. Now the 1.1 is su, au. Now it is su, au, jas, out, shas, ta, bhyam, bhis, nge, bhyam, bhyas, ngah, bhyam, bhyas. I mean ngas, bhyam, bhyas, ngas, os, ni, os, sup. So you will see that the sup actually means that which starts with su and ends with p. You can imagine the p here. So all of that 1.1 to 7.3, all of them comprise the sup pratyayaha. Now these sup pratyayas they undergo modifications in the halanta and the ajanta shabdas. In the ajantas we have not discussed how they are going to get modified, but we have discussed their modifications in each of them. For example, in Akshay we said that the na was getting admitted, so na it becomes na, ne, etc. and e is getting deleted and etc. So the Suprataya is complicated in the Ajanta part, but for the Halantas they form generally the same structure. Therefore, we shall see how the Supratayas are useful to us. Now, in the Supratayas, now we see that there are. Before that, let me just say that in the Sambodhana Vibhakti, it does not have any special pratyaya except for the Ekavachana. It is considered to be a copycat of the Prathama Vibhakti. So au and aha is the same because you're going to copy the same anyway. But just the Ekavachana form will be different. It will depend on that particular Pratipadika itself. Okay, that can't be generalized. And this Supratyas, because we have 7 cross 3, 7 Vibhaktis. Now we're not going to discuss the Sambodhana because the 8.2 and 8.3 are the same as the 1.2 and 1.3, and this one will depend on the Pratipadika. So we're not going to have any similarities with any of its cousins. So we'll just consider Prathama to Saptami, 7 cross 3. In this, we'll have many layers of similarity. First of all, in this table, we shall see that the 1.1 is always different. Okay, 1.1 depends on the Pratipadika again, and it can end with either sa, which becomes a visarga later. It can end with na, ta, ta, ka, or generally any of the karkasha vyanjanas, or even with a, e, and so on. If a Pratipadika ends with na, it changes itself to some swara like a, e, u, etc. Now that is not our concern here. This 1.1 is to be by-hearted. Okay, that is very important. You can't now, although you can derive it using some sup rules, which is discussed in the Siddhanta Kaumadi, etc. We are not gonna go into all of that jugglery, that jargon, etc. No, we'll just stick to the whatever the table says, and you're gonna just see how many similarities we can make up and use them as hints and memory tricks to derive them just on seeing the Pratipadika. The Ekavachana is 1.1 is discussed. Now 1.2 and 2.2 as usual, they have the same pratyayas and so they have the same rupas also. Okay, 1.2, 2.2 are similar. And then you see that aha, okay, this is the same as 1.3 is same as 2.3. Okay, but not in all cases. The 1.3, now this is represented with a lower font size. This along with these, that is 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 2.1 and 2.2. These are called the Sarvanamasthana. Okay, they are called something else probably in, but we'll just call them as Astha. Okay, we'll just call them Astha. These 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 2.1 and 2.2, they form one family. So they form the Sarvanamasthana, or we'll just call them Astha. Other than that, we see that in this table, we see these, wherever the green things are there, these are the swaras, right? Au, it starts with swaras. Au, aha, aha, a, aha, oh, e, oh. Okay, these are the swara sthanas. They will have to some extent some similarities, and the rest in the given in the red are the swara. I mean the sorry, the vyanjanas which begin with vyanjanas. Bhyam, it starts with bha, which is a vyanjana. So it is a haladi. Bhyam, bhihi, bhyaha, and then su. And even the prathama vibhakti ekavachana, which is 1.1, is also considered as a halantam. I mean haladi, which is s, n, t, t. These pratyayas are because they come from the su pratyaya, they are considered, they're put under the haladi category. Okay. And one more thing that we have to remember here is in the coming halanta pratipadikas, the s itself will disappear many of the times. So actually there is no resulting suffix which comes at the end. Let me just take you through an example. For example, in pranch, the pratyaya here was su, which should have ended with sa and become visarga. Okay. For example, here ngas, the sa becomes a visarga. Similarly, in os, the sa becomes the visarga. But here also the sa should have become a visarga. But that does not happen because in the halanta pratipadikas, which we'll be discussing here, the sa will elide, it will disappear in every case. Okay, the sa disappears in every case, but it disappears only after modifying the pratipadika in some way. Okay, the modification will persist, but the sa, the pratyaya itself, like a tyagi, like the sannyasi, will leave the place and go away. This is the swara and the vyanjana pratyaya category. Here we have what we were discussing, the Sarvanama Sthana. This is the Astha Sthana. We'll just call it Astha. So these 1.2, 1.3, 2.1, 2.2, and then 1.1. All of these will follow one derivation. So if you know one of them, if you know, suppose let's say you know 1.2, you can easily make out the others by just changing the suffix. For example, in the Vidvas Shabda, 1.2 becomes Vidvamsau. Okay, Vidvamsau. You just change it, it becomes Vidvamsaha, Vidvamsau, Vidvamsam, Vidvans, Vidvan. So you will know how to derive the rest in this of the same homologous series. So these form one family. The next family is the Swara family again, but these here you have aha, a, aha, oho, e and oho. Now the orange ones will form another category. So if you know one, let's say Sharadaha. So you'll know quickly what the rest of the forms are. So Sharada, Sharade, Sharadoho, Sharadam. Just adding the suffix will get you the form if you know one of them. Okay. And then the black ones, you know, you have been discussing all of this while. Bhyam and Bhi and Bhya. Now this is the same for the haladi, I mean the halanta or the ajanta same. Bhyam and Bhi. And one more thing that you have to note here is that if you know 1.1, okay, if you know 1.1 to some extent, you have to undergo some more modifications. But in most of the cases, 1.1, whatever be its form, will generally become the same anga, which is the same form which is to be joined with bhyam, because they are the haladi pratyayas, because they all begin with the vyanjana pratyayas. So these red ones, will form one category, but out of them, this Bhyam and Bhitu, they are Pakka families. Okay, what does that mean? You will come to know in the coming videos as we are discussing the Vyanjananta, the Halanta Shabdas. But for now, you just remember, you just make note of these families. You can use your color pencils and write on this table. It will be very helpful for derivations. Dhanyavadaha.